Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm back again to discuss the possible questions and how to handle them on the day of your DV lottery interview. I had a chat with my friends yesterday. We shared our experiences, and I was like, okay, why don't I bring it and share with you guys? Without wasting much of our time, if you are new in my channel, please consider subscribing, share, like, comment, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that once I drop a video, you'll be the first to be notified. Let's get into today's video. My first friend that I discussed with. Before I get into that, some of us have been wondering, asking ourselves, how does the TV lottery interview look like? Is it long? Does it take too much time? Or is just a brief interview, very short? Or how does it go? I would like to tell us that TV lottery interview is not something to kill yourself about. It's something very short. It's very short. Straight to the point. You don't waste time, right? Yes, you need to get there on time. A TV lottery interview is very short. If you're single, your interview can take about 4 minutes. But if you are married, if you played as a couple, your interview can take about 5 minutes or 6. It's very short. And it's one of the easiest interviews you ever come across in life. One of the easiest interviews you ever come across in life. Let's get into my discussion with my friends based on their experience about the TV lottery interview. My first friend, when she got to the embassy, when it was her time for the interview, she was called up by the consular. The first question they asked her was, "What are your names?" She gave her names. The next question was, which year did you have your advanced level? She said it. The third question was, which state will you travel to? She said Texas. The last question they asked her was, what is your relationship to your host? She said it's her auntie. The consular was like, because once you're responding all those things, they confirm, the consular looks at it, whether it matches with what you filled in your DS260 form. The consular was like, wow, congratulations. You've been granted the visa. Welcome to the United States of America. Oh my God, it was so good, right? It was so short and straight to the point. That was how short her interview was. The second friend that I discussed with, she's also single. She's single. Was when she got to the interview, the consular called her name and she said, "Yes, sir." She greeted the consular and the consular said, "Hi," replied back. The first question the consular asked her was, "How are your kids?" She was like, "Oh my God, I don't have kids." Do you know why that question was asked? It was simply to know whether she has kids, but didn't include them in her DS260 form or didn't play with them. She was like, "Oh my God, I don't have kids." The consular said, "Okay." The next question was, do you know your address in the US, where you will be staying in the US? She knew her address. She gave the consular her address. The third question was, how old are you? She said her age. And then the last question was, when you get to the US, what job will you like to do? She said when she gets to the US, she would like to be a nurse. So far as you don't intend to do something against the law, it's good. Do not question you like, have you gone to a nursing school? Well, they will not ask you that. And do you know what? Can you guess? The counselor was like, congratulations, you got the visa to the United States of America. Welcome to the United States of America. She was like, oh my God. She felt like she was dreaming, right? She felt like she was dreaming. She didn't believe herself. That's how easy and short the DV lottery interview is. Then the other friend that I discussed with, she should go to a DV lottery interview. They asked her questions about her police clearance. The counselor asked her if she has been in had any problem with the authorities in her country of origin or the various countries she visited before. She was like, no. That will be seen in your DS-260 form and in the police clearance you will submit to the consular. And in the DS-260 form, while filling it, you have to fill that. So you don't need to tell lies about that, right? The next question she was asked is, who do you stay with? That question is a technical question to know if she lives with the husband but played as single or she's actually single. She said she lives alone. They asked her, which state are you traveling to? She said she's traveling to Georgia. The next question the counselor asked her is, what is your highest level of education? She has master's in business administration. So she told the counselor. And guess what? That was all about her DV lottery interview. It's so sweet, right? That's so good. That's so short. Straight to the point. Let me go ahead to share a couple questions that can be asked to those that played as a couple. If you played the DV lottery and won as a couple, the main applicant should prepare herself for personal questions. The same questions, these similar questions that are asked to single winners could be asked to the main applicant. And when you play as a couple, your derivatives response to the DV lottery questions may not necessarily affect your ability of being granted the US visa. The main focus is the principal applicant. Let me share the experience with like possible questions and answers that could be asked to DV lottery winners that are a couple. You can be asked, how old is your husband? But it will be funny if you are married to someone and you don't know his age, right? Or her age. They can ask you, how old is your spouse? It's very necessary as a couple to know your spouse's age. They can ask you, how many kids does your spouse have? How many siblings does your spouse have? You need to know the number of siblings your husband have, or the number of siblings your wife has. You understand? You need to know the number of siblings they have. When did you get married? It's a possible question that can be asked during the DV lottery interview. You need to know the date you got married to your spouse. How long have you lived together? Which state are you traveling to? What is your relationship to your host? If you can say it's your auntie, your friend, your cousin, your brother, your nephew, your niece. So far as you're related, it's okay. So far as you have a connection with your host, it's okay. Another question they may ask you is, what is your spouse's highest level of education? That's to know that, to really examine, to really be sure that you both are married. And once you get there as a couple, they observe your interactions. If you get to the DV lottery hall as a couple, from time to time, enable to discuss with your spouse. They follow up such interactions. They look at it. Your relationship, how you get along with each other. Because there are people that, after winning the DV lottery, they fake marriage certificates and they're not close to the person they bring to the DV lottery interview. Such things are being taken into consideration. Another question you may be asked as a couple is, this in a case where you got married to your spouse after playing the DV lottery. The counselor can ask you, how long have you known your spouse? You may say 5 years today. And the counselor may be like, why did you decide to get married to him a year ago? The simple question to give the counselor is, I realized we get along with each other, we understand ourselves, he's so caring or she is so caring, he is someone, he gives me peace of mind, I get along with her, she makes me happy. That's why I decided to settle down with he or she, with the spouse. That's what you're supposed to say. Another question will be like, to your daughter or to your son, what is your daddy's name? If he or she is really grown up, the counselor may be like, hello baby, what is your daddy's name or your mommy's name? To be sure that the parents, you guys are actually the parents of those kids. So before the day of your interview, I recommend that you go through your DS260 form once more. Nothing will be asked out of what you filled in your DS260 form. Nothing strange will be asked to you. And the counselor may just ask just about 3, 4, or 5 questions. Or 5 questions. Very easy questions. He may just ask like, what is your date of birth? You say, you tell me this. It's okay. So far as it's in line with what you feel in your DS260 form. Where did you attend your high school? Which town? Because remember, your DS260 form, you filled in the places you've lived in, right? I can just ask you the town where you attended your advanced level, your high school. To be sure that it matches with what you filled in your DS260 form, that it matches it. That's just the objective. How is your husband? You'll be like, oh God, I don't have a husband. The counselor will be like, okay, you said you are single. Actually, you said you don't have a husband. It matches what you feel in your DS260 form. What is your relationship with your host? You can tell him, your auntie, your cousin, your nephew, your uncle, your aunt. And he'll be like, okay, congratulations. It sounds good, right? You've been granted the US visa. Welcome to the United States of America. That's how easy the DV lottery interview is. Thank you so much for watching my video till the end. Play to the end. Please subscribe, share, comment, like, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that once I drop a video, you'll be the first to be notified. Stay blessed. Stay out of trouble. Drink enough water. Bye bye.